Look what's back. No sound, mate. Anyone from the original ones will know how bad the no sound one is. No sound. I'm back on the mic. It sounds better, but it's out of sight, so you can't see it. A bit of a blag, really. Yes, Terry. Yes, and that was a great start, you know. I was on form for 30 seconds, and I can't believe you just cut that 30 seconds out. Oh, it was a great start. I don't think any of these live chats, bro, I don't think any of these do you know what the saddest thing about this? Oh, mate, Terry, I'm stoned out of my head, yeah. Oh, this is going to be a good one. I'm in a very good talkative mood. Do you know what you're doing? Yes, Stefan. Everyone's in MMA. Terry, listen, I've been fucking banned on Twitter, so I was thinking, is everyone going to come in? Could be asked messaging everybody direct. Everybody fucking, yes, SP. Everyone's in. This is fucking a good start. Here he is. Supreme's in. All the boys are in. Yes, it's like the same little gang all the time. I fucking love it, right? I've been sat here for fucking ages. It's just playing on my phone. Tomo messaged me. I look at just for some reason, since I got in, yes, Mike's here as well. Just as I get up, I looked at the time. I'm like, shit, it's 8:30. 15 minutes easy just to sat playing on my phone, doing nothing, not sorting out all the screen things on the shit, not sorting nothing. Yes, Tomo's in. Tomo, you're the reason why we're here. If Tom hadn't texted me, I don't know when this would have started. I was not paying attention about the fucking time or anything. I was just messing about on my phone and listening to that fucking. How good is that? The Gary Neville thing with Keane, Ian Wright, Jamie Carragher. How good is that? One of the best things that's on fucking YouTube. It's bad, isn't it, right? Because Ian Wright's good. I like Ian Wright. I like his. I don't know, like he's never really been massively in the forefront of personality, has he, of being a pundit? But I like him. I think he's good. I think he offers good things. He's sound. Edibles. Nah, not edibles, just a joint. I don't smoke as weed as much anymore. So like when I actually have a joint, it blows my head off. Yes, fella, more energy than the whole of last week. So mate, I was last week's. That is someone dying on the feet, mate. You know what's funny about last week's as well, right? Because last week's I was on the couch in this snooty, just falling asleep, thinking, how can I do this? This needs to go. It cannot happen. I have to cancel it. But I need to do one every week. This is what I've been told. Every week you need to do a live chat, even if some weeks you just phone it in and you don't fucking do anything. Like I keep saying to myself, with these questions, right? Why don't I fucking put them in an order so it makes the live chat where the conversations go from something to something and it's actually something proper? And then every single week I just find myself an hour before the live chat fucking going through the questions and adding them to the list. I never plan anything. These are never planned or anything. It's terrible. Yes, Josh, my Sunderland mates. Josh, I want to go to a Sunderland game this season. Can you make that happen? I want to come up, do an all day, not an all day, an all day all through the day, a bottomless brunch, and then go to a Sunderland game, stay over, and then drive home and be a dad again the next day. Is this possible? Can you make this happen, Josh, live now to me? I'm desperate to go to a Sunderland game this season. Can we make it happen? Terry, don't work, dude. Oh, fucking hell, Terry, don't speak that into existence. I'm not even finishing that sentence. I'm not even fucking putting it on there. No, they do fucking not, Terry, you little rats, mate. Don't be putting that in. The munchie bag. Do you want to see the munchie bag? Let's get the munchie bag. Just bang my ankle. Just bang my ankle on the side. I'm not even joking. That really hurt, I've been making a well bigger deal out of that. If people were here, I promise you I'd just bang my ankle on the side of the fucking character. Painful. Right, come on. I'm not even messing. That's proper, Oh, get this, yeah. So this is a sad reality to that I'm starting to think about. But today I'm putting it down to tiredness, right? Overdoing it, overtraining, right? So went playing badminton with my mate from work, yeah. Been bigging myself up about badminton. So there's two people. Now I think about this, yeah. There's two people. Have we ever seen this kitchen before? No, but it was up there. Yeah, kind of that, but it was up there. This is what my kitchen is. This is the kitchen. Yeah, of course, lad. Do a proper bottomless brunch. Mate, 2 CBs, never again. Are you fucking mad? Never again will I do 2 CBs at a fucking football match. Are you mad, Josh? Never, ever, ever. That Wembley game was it was the best. It was the best. It was one of the best days of my life. But never ever would I ever do that again. It was also at times the fucking worst. Right, listen. I need to, before I start this story, it's a funny story, so I have to tell you. Before I start the story, please don't think that I had anything right. But I'm in Wembley, yeah. and recognisable, and people come up to me, and I look, when I'm pissed at me, I don't mind it. It's funny. People coming up to put me there, yeah, it's Josh, yeah, and I'll fucking jump on the Snapchats and I'll have a good time with them. And anyone ask all the people I go to the games with, it happens all the time, especially at Wembley. Wembley's the worst one for it, right? But I hate it. I melt to the ground when they come over. Obviously, you don't want to be the one who's on video being a fucking idiot and being that dead like, oh, get off me. So you just jump on it with them and doing all of, yeah, hate it. It's the worst thing ever, right? Imagine Wembley, where it's the worst it ever is. People come up to me the most at Wembley and you're on a 2CB, but not only are you on a 2CB, you're the only one of all your mates on a 2CB. The guy who had a 2CB was fucked off and was in the top tier, mate. He was in your own, in Wembley, on a 2CB. It was the worst time of all time ever. But the best because we won. This is how I noticed how bad Kelleher is. Because of that game, right? Because when I was watching the game, I couldn't concentrate on anything, yeah. I promise you, ask anyone who was watching that game around me in the ground. I got told to shut up once because I was taking the game that unseriously and I was laughing about things so much while everyone was like tense and biting their nails. I got told to stop speaking. But because I couldn't concentrate on the game, right? Because everyone was all bear in mind, Josh, this is only the second time I've ever had him in my life. And the first time I ever had him in my life, is the first time I ever had a 2CB before that. Is the only time I've had a fucking parody account made of me on Twitter, and it still exists now. Josh fucking Woogs Balenciagas, mate. Some weird guy made this. I'll bet it still exists. Look at that. Josh Woogs Balenciagas. A fucking some scruffy fucking flat. Mate, I had a 2CB at Oliver Heldens, yeah. Well, me and all my mates went to Oliver Heldens, yeah, and I had a 2CB, and do you know when you have it bad? So since I've had them a bit more like at festivals and that now, and you can have a good one or you can have a good trip or a bad trip. I've only really had a bad trip once, other than the first ever time. The first time I ever had it was the worst time I've ever had it in all of my life. I ended up getting off in this thing, sitting in some flat throws because I didn't want to move, and the guy told everybody in the house. The guy told absolutely everyone in the house, yeah, to take the shoes off. So everyone took the shoes off. You won't think nothing of it, was you? You'd all just take shoes off. About fucking, I must have been there for about 6 hours, yeah. And of course, time to go home, get a taxi home. My taxi's outside. It's snowing, by the way. It's November. Anyone can go and check the date of this Oliver Eldens show. Oliver Eldens in 2000. Oh, can I be asked going through all my fucking memories to find it? Oliver Eldens in it would have been November. Oh, who's asked? It's well worth it to find the actual root of the story. November, when was it? When was Oliver Eldens? Not 2018. Oh, no, before that, 2017. It's 2017, you know. It's mad how old I am, you know. I'm 31 years old. You must be 31 years old. It knocks me sick how old I am. There it is. Oliver Eldens, when was that? I was thinking about 2009. 2017, December 9th, 2019, and it was snowing. And my fucking someone stole my Balenciaga, someone stole my fucking trainers from outside from this flat. Just took them. They were brand new as well. First time I've ever wore them, bought them for that. I wore them, and someone took them. They were just there at the door, and someone took them. I had to walk over it was a student accommodation, so I had to walk over some like courtyard in the snow in my socks, yeah, into this taxi. The funniest thing was, so these must have all thought, yes, James is here. James was out with me that night. Yes, James. James was out with me this night. He was out. I got off him to go into this. I got off on him to go to this flat. First thing I hear was that so good. Yes, Cam. As if James was on the night out with me. And I had to walk over this. I'm buzzing that he's in here. That I had to walk over this courtyard into a fucking taxi, right, with no shoes on. Yeah, just socks. But as I was saying before, that sort. I've gone back into the front room because obviously I'm thinking it's one of these or something anyway. I can't tell the full story on here because of what one of the people there was. But so I'm going, you little scruffy cunts and all this, the usual shit. If you'd have fucking wanted a pair of, like, I would have bought you some, you little tramps, saying all this stuff to these people. These are all just fucking laughing their heads off at me, thinking, mate, you've been fucking probably, I'm gonna be wrong, go away. Because if it was on the opposite foot, mate, I'd probably not say nothing, but the guy's having his little rant, but I'd be fucking laughing my head off at him. He must have been pissing the side, got in the car, First thing, mate, the taxi driver says, mate, he looks at me, he looks down at my feet. I'm looking at him and I'm thinking, mate, you don't need to know anything. What happened to your shoes? Oh, the worst. And then, so James had to sleep at my mate, Mark Harrison made, what? Mark Harrison made who? Redundo. Is it sound good on this, you know? I'm using a mic, but I've just realised it's like stuck under the thing. Mark Harrison made Redundo. What does that mean? Right, we need to go back to the actual thing. I've just spent 10 minutes talking about a night where I got my Balenciagas robbed. Do you know what? I lied as well. There's 2 different accounts. Who's Josh? What? Whoever was that Josh Woogs Nordic? Is that his later? It was some right. Can you believe I've been banned on Twitter? Do you know what I've been banned for? The worst thing of all time. 7. Shits me up. Shits me up, mate. That alarm shits me up every week. There's a bloke called Steve calls it. Oh, mate, this guy. Do you reckon he's the one who's fucking grassing up, little rat? Do you reckon he sits and fucking waits for me to slip on something like that? I only fucking quoted a Derek Chisora quote replying to a video that of the moment Derek Chisora said the fucking quote. I said, I'm going to physically shoot David Hay, because that's what Chisora says in the video when he gets glassed. Replying to that video, a 7-day ban for that. Yes, Emma's in. Emma, where the fuck have you been, mate? Emma, do you know what, Emma? Oh, with the munch bag. I was thinking, man, why the fuck is this bag next to me on the table? I've been pushing have you not noticed during this? I've been pushing that out a shot and it just keeps coming back. Oh, right. So we've got hula hoops, but they've been open because Meg wanted to put the cheese and onion ones. Hang on. But I've not really got all them. They don't count. Let's just say they've been open, but they were for this. They were for this, by the way. I didn't open them to take the crisp out. Meg stole my crisps. Right. Beef hula hoops, obviously. 6. When it been ill. Oh yeah, sorry, Emma. You could anyway. Who's getting an excuse? It doesn't matter how ill you are, mate. You can watch someone talk shit for an hour on a Sunday. What do you mean you've been ill? Too ill to fucking watch your phone for an hour? What do you mean? You can't use illness as a reason to not watch someone's. This is the lowest. This is like the easiest thing anyone can do. Anyone who's ill can watch me on this for an hour. What do you mean? You can't say illness. Start apologising then. Where have you been? Caramel digestives. These are the best biscuits in the world of all time. If you've ate these, you know they're the best biscuits of all time in the world. There's nothing close to them. They're the best ever. There's never been. I've always been a biscuit guy, yeah, and I didn't even know biscuits could be that good until I tried them, because obviously you get your custard creams and stuff, and even like, you know, like the Fox's creams, what were they called? The vanilla creams, what they called? Cream something, golden creams or whatever. The Fox's ones. Oh my god, what are they called? Jack, there's people now watching this going, shouting the name back to me, but it just doesn't mean. Why not people put it in the chat? Fox's biscuits. What's them creams called? I was right. Crunch creams. Did he even say crunch creams? Crunch creams, mate. These are a serious biscuit, yeah. Let me show them. They're a proper biscuit. Why do I always have to allow cookies now all the time? I allow cookies. Can I not just set a setting on my phone that says that I allow cookies? Why do I have to allow cookies on every single website? I don't care about fucking cookies, mate. You can see everything I search all the time. Just let me browse your website without having to fucking click cookies all the time. What is wrong with them? These. How sick are they? But they're not like, do you know, like, oh, what's going on here? Oh, shit. I've stopped it. Oh, no, I'm not. I shit myself, again. The thing at the bottom, the thing at the top left is red all the time. Flashes. It flashes red all the time. For some reason, I thought it was green, but it's just a green thing next to it. And green means pause on this. Right. Anyway, we need to get to the actual questions. How long's it been? 14 minutes. I don't think have we answered a question yet? Have I said anything about a question? What's the first question of the day? By the way, we always have to. The thing is, you always have to answer the first question. That's what we said last week. What's the first question been? Is anyone even fucking answer a question? Oh, show us the munchie bag. I was doing it. Sorry. Starburst. Listen, we'll get on to all the Klopp stuff. We just got to start with all this rubbish. I said no more than 10 minutes with all this, though. But it's all right. We'll go late. Mars bars. These are the best. These are the best for many reasons, because they're small and they're just the best. Look at these. I've only got 2 left. I've only got these 2 left because, well, I've got another pack, but because I eat them all the time. I just eat them every day. They're my snack when I go to things. I just eat them. The best chocolate in the world. I'll always have a dairy milk caramel in the house. For all occasions, I'll always have it in. And then Skittles. Just bang my foot again. Skittles. I've always been a Skittles guy. Do you know what? That's what I used to be when I went to school. So I'm guessing everyone in here got the dinner money, didn't they? In one go before school. If you had dinner money. Do you know what I mean? So I'd get given $2.50 a day every day because I got the first day of school. I got all my dinner money robbed off me. So my mum put me on a fucking £2.50 a day. So I used to have to go into my mum's jewellery box in the morning, and in the jewellery box would be £2.50 and change, and I would spend all £2.50 of it every single day without fail in the shop in the morning. Just have a big bag of lunch every day and have no money for dinner. Need that Cadbury's with popping candy. Popping candy? What's popping candy? Cadbury's with popping candy? I don't even know what popping candy is. Popcorn. Have you just called popcorn popping candy? Surely popcorn and popping candy are two different things. Right, listen, we've got some questions to answer. Who was the first question? Oh, I've just showed you all my munch. Right, I can go back to the questions. So this is a question. So I'm buzzing. I said it doesn't matter. All right, so we've got a new thing every week. Chantel from work's going to ask a question. She does pop in, but I don't know. Do I tell her? Oh, she don't have Twitter. Chantel from work comes in. Candy that pops. What do you mean? That shit explodes in your mouth. Candy popping. What do you mean you don't know what popping candy is? Hang on. Oh, the stuff where it all crackles inside your mouth. Why have I just done that? When it all crackles inside your mouth. Popping candy. Oh, yeah, I'm onto popping candy. Do you know why I probably wasn't onto it? Because what a ridiculous thing to say. What the fuck are you talking about, mate? That's why I was probably not onto it, because I'm thinking, why would you put this stuff on a fucking dairy milk caramel? Out of your mind. Why would that? That's probably why I was onto it. Yeah, I've had that all the time. Why, mate? Exactly right. Talk about why am I not onto it yet? Why would I want that in my mouth, mate, when I'm trying to eat a fucking Cadbury's chocolate, mate? You know, this. No way, how old are you? This is popping candy, mate. Imagine, I'll never eat popping candy again in my life. Why would I? Unless I'm at a party or something and it's just randomly on the buffet. I don't know, a fucking 80s night fucking party or something. Can't really remember the name of that bar. Is it something else? So you just thought something else? Then Willy Wonka bars, was it? Willy Wonka bars, man. I don't know nothing to talk what everyone's talking about. How many chocolate bars are there now? Do you remember when it was back in the day? It was just, what were the old chocolate bars? Twix was there. Mars bar, Snickers was definitely there. Snickers was the one with nuts, wasn't it? There weren't many with nuts, and Snickers was one. And I can't eat. But you know what's mad? I didn't find out I couldn't eat nuts till year 7. But I always ate Snickers. I always ate nuts anyway. Is that like your body making you eat something that you're? Does that make sense? I've never liked nuts, but I'm allergic to nuts. Cadbury's caramel has Stefan. I like them both, right? I like them both. It's like that fucking the fucking Rio thing. I like them both, and they can both exist, right? And I go through stages of swapping between them both. And Galaxy salted caramel is good, whereas fucking Cadbury salted caramel is a disgrace, right? If you ever get that by accident, or if they haven't got the other one, or sometimes I'll let it. And I sit there. Do you know what I have to do sometimes, right? I'll go into like Asda or Tesco, wherever I am getting my lunch, and I'll see the Cadbury's caramel one, £1.35, and the salted caramel one, they always have an offer, £1. And sometimes I think, do you know what? Yeah, I'll get that £1, save 35p. And I sit at home and I realise how bad the salted caramel bar is, and think that's your own fault for fucking trying to save 35p. So listen, Galaxy caramel salted is better than the other one, but Cadbury's caramel is just better than Galaxy caramel. To me, it's a bit too. I don't even know what the word to. It's not posh. It's just a bit. It tastes too nice. I don't know if that makes sense. Cadbury's is like tastes shit enough and sugary enough, and that I think like Galaxy's trying too hard to be like proper nice chocolate, whereas Cadbury's is probably the caramel's nice. I don't know. They're just nice. That's why Tazzies were the best. Anyone remember Tazzies? Tazzies were the sickest chocolate bar of all time. And I think that's what it was, wasn't it? Wasn't a Taz just a Galaxy caramel, a Cadbury's caramel shaped like Taz, the Tasmanian devil. And it needs to be chilled Galaxy. No, the chocolate should never be chilled, ever. Should never be chilled in any circumstance. That's why chocolate on holidays are nicest, because if you just leave it at room temperature on holiday, it's always like a little bit soft. Is that a wind up, Josh? What you're talking about is what a wind up. Yes, Paddy. Paddy's in late, mate. Do you know what? I got more about Paddy not coming in here. How can I moan about Paddy not coming in here when I let Paddy down so badly this week? Sorry, Paddy, mate. Hope you can forgive me for that. Arteta just announced no, he's not. Has it? Is this a thing? Well, is this where I feel like this is a thing every week. Someone just makes up some lie about football and makes me waste my time and Google it. Has he left? Is Arteta leaving at the end of the season? And Arteta announced Arteta to Barcelona. What? Is he gone? He's gone to Barcelona? Deal announced Mikel Arteta to Barcelona, 30 million January bid. What? Is this true? Is this real? Arteta is going to Barcelona. It's not true. He's lying. Is this a wind-up? Stepping, why is none of the boys here helping me and making me stop wasting my time? Arteta. It's not true. You've made this up. Where does it say this? Has informed his entourage that he's leaving Arsenal in the season. Terry Max eats Aldi chocolate. Why is Terry the one who said that Fingy was better? We need to. I can't be on the breaking news. I ain't got enough time to search for Arteta stuff. If he's leaving, fucking good. No, not good actually. Where would I rather him do badly at? You know what? I don't really want Klopp. I don't think Klopp could go to Barcelona. But the thing is with Klopp, yeah, this is what everyone needs to realise about Klopp, which is going to be sad. He'll start getting itchy feet himself. He'll want back in. The man he is, there's no way he won't be able to manage me. His family won't even want him to not manage. He'll end up doing their head. Imagine him being around all the time, all that energy all the time. Yeah, I bet he's the soundest guy ever to us because he's such a figurehead. But I bet to be around all the time, every day, mate, I bet he's bouncing off the walls, mate. No way. He'll be back in management within a year. So we need him to him to choose a good. Same way like he did with Dortmund, and we were just lucky enough that he fucking blessed us with his presence for 9 years. Can you believe he's leaving? I can't believe he's leaving. We were lucky to get him at the time. At the time when we sat Rodgers, and was Ancelotti available? Because I remember thinking it was Ancelotti. Was Ancelotti available? Because I remember thinking I'd rather have Ancelotti over Klopp, only because self-preservation. Because I thought there's not a pro Klopp will come here, and I just didn't want to let myself down. And he came. I don't think he'll go to Germany next. I think he's a smart man. I feel like he'd rather do. I don't think he's going to manage art forever and ever and ever. I think he's got the energy. He'll do it, and I think he's got one more big club in him, and then I think he'll go for Germany. Germany is the end game, isn't it? Where it's part time and you don't have to deal with. I think Klopp probably likes all the fucking the fights with not fights with the owners, but I think he definitely likes being an underdog. Klopp. I think he kind of does like being at a club where I don't know the morals sort of fit is, but I don't know where he's going to go, mate. He's a football manager. He obviously wants to. He must think about in like how little he's sort of. I know it's only these people are only fucking idiots, but how little he's sort of looked at by some people in football as if he's just some sort of joke. He must think, mate, I am one of the best managers to ever grace this game ever, and he's wasting his time at Liverpool where he doesn't get back to anything like that. The owners have treated him terribly, and people can say to me, even if I'm just looking into it too far, yeah, and he's not. If I'm looking into it too far and it's nothing to do with the owners, he's just tired, yeah. The reason why he's tired is because he's fucking has to fight with the owners all the time anyway for 9 years. 9 years he's had to fucking fight them for fucking money all the time. That's why he's tired. So even if it's not because something's happened all of a sudden, if this job was all roses, if the owners were proper owners, look at Arsenal's owners. Arsenal's are not this fucking myth that you have to be owned by state, by the way. So owners can put money into your football club is a myth. If your asset is going up from the 300 million you paid for it, yeah, up to 4 billion, why can't you put some of your money into it? Because it's worth billions. So if you put 200 million into it a year, or even 100 million a year into it over 10 years, right? So you put a fucking billion into this football club, you're still 3 million plus up in the asset. So if they had any ambition and they cared about Liverpool, they wouldn't put greed of fucking 3 billion plus profit or fucking 2 billion plus profit or whatever in this football club, over investing in the team. Arsenal's owners were the same as ours. They hated them. They never spent anything. Everything was had to be done by they spent what they earned and everything like our owners did. And their fingers hated them. And then obviously one of their owners just come to thought, hang on, if I just put some money into this, bring Arsenal up to a level. Think how big a club Arsenal are going to be if they start winning things. Think how massive that club will be, how big that club will be worth, and everything. Their owners started giving money into it. They're not state-owned at all. They're American-owned. They're the exact same model as what we are. But their owners is not such fucking tight-fisted little bastards like ours. I can't believe we've been conditioned to let them off for the just absolute way. They've terrorised us for how long have that FSG been at Liverpool now? Do you know what it was? And no one can tell me anything about it, mate. I lived through the whole thing. The only protest I've ever been on in my life ever, I've been on one protest in my life ever. I've never protested about anything. Nothing seems to bother me ever enough to go to. I appreciate that people protest. I think I've said this before. I appreciate that people protest. We need people to protest, yeah. There needs to be people out there to protest against these things, but I am not a protester. I don't care about enough things to protest. Protest once about Hicks and Gillette. I understand how bad Hicks and Gillette were. They were awful. It was terrible times. It was awful. But just because we got fucking terrorised by one Americans, don't think these Americans who've been terrorising us for years, they're obviously better than Hicks and Gillette, but that much better. Hicks and Gillette would have just been doing what FSG did if they didn't run out of money. They just ran out of money, so they couldn't fucking build. They couldn't do everything that was needed to do, repay the loans and stuff. If they'd have managed to pay off the club, they'd have just done what these do. It's just a fucking what's it called model, the NFL model, but just if you can get a club that's never going to go down, then you can sustain it. Obviously, you can't really do the NFL because there's relegations and that, but Liverpool are never going to get relegated. Arsenal are skint again now, though. They had money to burn and they're spending it similar to us. Yeah, but I think what it is with them, this is what Arsenal did, from what I believe, and what we didn't do. So when Liverpool sold, our owners didn't sell like 10% of our thingy into investors to bring them into the thingy to get investment in, and we never saw a penny of it. But didn't Arsenal do something similar? And that's where the money came from. And they saw what? That's fine. That's what Thingy said. That was what Thingy's method at Chelsea was. You get all these, you spend a fucking, and I think it's a good method. I think it'll work long term. The only thing you don't take for account of in that, which I will say, is freshness. You need to, every year, you need to freshen up the squad. You need to buy a player or one or two players who freshen up the squad just to make, because things just get the same. I think we suffered from that. It meant that we won the league and we were that fucking consistent, and we went on that crazy run of all them wins in a row, and all just like, if COVID hadn't happened, that team would have broke every single record that the Premier League's ever had. Would have got the most points, would have been well past 100. It'd have broke everything. Would have won the league at the fastest time, every single record, because we were, that team was at one with the fans, and it was a proper passionate thing. When the fans left, that's why we had such a bad COVID season. It was like people, no matter how much people don't want to deny it, that time between the first Madrid final loss in Kiev to all the way to the thingy was like, teams came to Anfield, they'd lost before they even kicked a ball. Yes, Barry bullshit, all right, mate. Barry bullshit, that's a proper Bolton term, that, mate. He's a Barry bullshitter. You know what? I've gone back to the Arteta news. There must be more news now. It must be easier to find now. Surely, Arteta. I feel like I'm ill all the time. The news is fake. Arteta is staying. It's fucking bullshit, Josh. You've led us on a fucking absolute bollock chase. Only manager in the world football who could go toe-to-toe with City. It's terrible. It's terrible, isn't it, Josh? No other City are going to... That's the worst thing. No one realises, do they? For some reason, I don't think anyone's got onto the fact that the Premier League is going to be terrible now, by the way. No one's even going to get within a mile of City. The City are going to... What the fun things are, we need to win this now. Otherwise, City will end up winning 8 in a row and it'll be like ridiculous. I promise you, United are miles away. The only team that could possibly do it is just if they just keep spending money is Chelsea, but I don't even think they could. But we'll talk about Todd Bowley's thing. Todd Bowley's Pep might get bored of fucking off. That's the only hope, that Pep fucks it off soon by getting bored after. Yeah, that's the thing. But I feel like I think he wants to go out as like winning everything all the time. I think he's a different person to Klopp. Who's Klopp going to bless? It's absolutely fucking black. I can't believe he's leaving us. It's the saddest thing ever. My head fell off bad. I spat all fucking Ribena on my laptop. My head fell off bad, and it happened that day. I was fucking at work and I couldn't even concentrate. So the first person to tell me, it makes me laugh at the way the news was brought to me. I was at work on the machine, so I couldn't even be on my phone. And Louis texted me a screenshot of Paul Joyce's tweet, and I said, to have been hacked, has to. And he said, who's going to hack it? And imagine hacking, right? Paul Joyce's account, getting into it, doing all the hard, whatever. Cannot be easy to hack Paul Joyce's account, can it? Yeah, it must be hard. And the only thing you do is tweet that fucking Klopp's leaving. Has to. I was convinced he had to have been hacked. It wasn't even in my head that he was leaving. And it was only when I fucking finally went on my phone, looked up, well obviously we finally went on my phone, I pulled my phone out of my phone put it in my pocket in about a second, went on the Liverpool page and they'd already tweeted the fucking thing. And I was having breakfast on holiday and the alert came up on my phone. I was worried. I can't believe it didn't seem real. I can believe it. I can believe there's no way people, by the way, think he hasn't had a fallout with the owner. It's like, what is going on? Everyone's going, if he says he's tired, he's tired. Are you not seeing this part where this is the worst bit, right, of the things I've had to read? Are you not seeing this part where he says it's nothing to do with the owners? What? Because people have never said in the world ever something and meant something else ever. It's just are people taking the fucking piss out of me? He said it in a fucking press conference. So what if he said it in a press conference? He's a fucking nice guy. He's a sound guy. He probably doesn't want to have all drama with his owners. He also, the things he didn't say, he doesn't mention them once, and he's had a good relationship with them pretty much all the way through this, even though they've terrorised him. But I think because they've got lucky with him, what they've got is they've banked on the fact that they can say to him, listen, we don't take money out of the club. It's all the money goes back into the club. This fucking nonsense that they fucking peddle to people and people believe it. They obviously don't take money out of the club, but the club is worth £4 billion. They paid fucking 300 million for it. So the money, they don't take money out of the club, but that is on their worth. They live their life with that worth. They get the benefits of having a £4 billion fucking business as part of their portfolio or part of their empire. Do you know what I mean? Do you think that doesn't incur its fucking benefits? They cost they take money out of the club. It's fucking ridiculous that people think this. But this is what they'll easily be able to peddle to fucking Klopp, because he's an honourable man, and he's not, he in his head he thinks the same. That's why I don't think he'd ever go to like a City, because he does say like you shouldn't be able to just have states that just throw money at it. But you don't need that. You can also do it. Odds on Mark Harrison, next level manager. And I just said something then. Who's Mark Harrison? Is that not the third time I've seen Mark Harrison? Is this a joke I don't know about? With all his backroom staff leaving as well, if it's yours, it'll come out. That's the best thing, Josh. I know for a fact. No one can keep their mouth shut. Me especially. No one can fucking shut up. So within the next year, it'll all come out. Pep Linders, whatever he's called. Linders in there. Why am I saying whatever he's called? That's exactly how you pronounce his name. Pep Linders he'll definitely be the first one to blab about the little thing, because he can't keep his mouth shut. He'll try and go and get a manager's job. And if that fails, so there he is. I'm not reading these two. Linders will be straight out every single podcast. Yeah, exactly. But I think he'll try and get a job first. And if he gets a job, see that out, and then after that. But I don't think he'll be a good manager. I think he's a good assistant manager, and even then, I don't think he's that great an assistant manager. But I think he is a good assistant manager. But no, I don't think he'll do it. I don't know. I don't think he looks fucked. Age massively too. Maybe just feet up and it's not, mate. It's not that type of guy. You think he will have a job in a year, mate? They did all this with Dortmund. I know people think because the season ended badly at Dortmund that Dortmund fans didn't still want him. He always has random bad seasons, and you still stick with him. The next season, it's great again, because it's just how he is. He can have a bad. He's flawed as well, by the way. I don't think Klopp's perfect, because Klopp is not perfect, mate. I love him more than anyone. And I've come to terms with the fact that whatever club Klopp goes to, I'm going to be heavily invested in them. I can't go to Liverpool games anymore. I'm not going to be able to take JJ to Liverpool games for the next few years. So I'm going to go to whatever team Klopp goes to. Me and him, and I hope it's in Europe. Imagine that. I get to just take JJ to all these games that Klopp's managing. I would love it to be a German team, but I just don't know where he's going to go. That's why I wouldn't mind Barcelona. Barcelona's one of my favourite cities in the world, man. If Klopp goes to Barcelona, I'll take JJ to Barcelona own games every other week, mate. And that's who we're going to support. We won't support Barcelona, but that's who we're going to like. I'm following Klopp wherever he goes. But don't let anyone ever tell you he's not flawed, mate. And he's one of the best managers of all time ever. But there's times, and I feel like if I reckon he probably got another us or Dortmund or Mainz type Mainz. I can't pronounce anything, can I? Mainz type stint in him. I think he's got one more club where he's there for 7, 8, 9 years again, and then Germany, and then done. I don't think he'll be able to do it forever. But whatever club he goes to next, they have to accept that he will have bad seasons, mate. He'll always have bad seasons, because I feel like he's the highest highs and the lowest lows. You see it, and that's when this is what you're saying now. It all comes out again. I know he tried to manage some team in was it Holland? But who did he go to now? I feel like I know the team as well. I always know random teams in Holland. This is how I have my knowledge of random teams in Holland, because of where players have gone on loan to these random teams in Holland who I've liked, and I go, oh my god, such a buddy were on loan at them once. Where did he go? Someone help me out. So I don't have to Google it. NEC, yeah, I do know them. Who's been there? Loads of people have been there, haven't they? Yeah, he was terrible, wasn't he? I don't think he's a good manager. I don't think he'd be a good manager. I don't think he's going to be a good manager either. Hang on. No. What was I saying about Klopp then? I feel like I've just got completely off. But yeah, no, you have bad seasons with him, because the worst thing about him is because he's so stubborn. But that's one of the reasons why he's the best ever, because he is so stubborn. I don't know how it works out over the course of it. Is when it goes bad, mate, it goes bad, and he will never change. Can you believe, right? I still to this day can't believe this. Instead of just playing two young centre halves who played centre half all the life, yeah, right, played centre half from being children, kids, like too young to probably be mooching around heading balls. They've been playing centre half. He was playing two centre midfielders in defence in the was it the COVID year? Yeah, the COVID year, for like weeks, for games and games and games, and we were getting beat. And it's like, mate, why don't you stop ruining the midfield and ruin the defence? Right, the defence is ruined. Yeah, the injuries have ripped through the defence, and it's what it is. And we're just gonna have to deal with it. Why are you ruining the midfield to try? Do you think Henderson and Fabinho was ever going to be a decent centre half partnership? Never. And he tried it for far too long. So he's definitely not he's never not had bad moments. One of the worst moments he ever did. And obviously he's won everything. So how can you never forgive him? But it's one of them. It's an unforgivable decision. And this is one thing about Klopp as well. Listen, I'll die on it, and it's probably I do like overly back the figures that are in my life at the minute, but I will say that Klopp is top 3 manager of all time, and I will be proven right when he wins the World Cup and the Euros with Germany. and whatever else he wins with the next club he goes to, because he will win another European Cup with the next club he goes to, guaranteed, if he's there 7, 8, 9 years. And he'll go somewhere with all of his team, and it'll be Klopp and them, and he'll be the figurehead of that club, and it's going to be horrendous to watch for us. But listen, I think that's just what he is. I think I knew that's what he was at the start. It's like no Mourinho or Conte. You get him in, you guaranteed a bit of success for 1-2 seasons, and then it falls apart and it's a disaster, which I wouldn't mind at the minute. And the only reason why I say that is because somebody said, "Oh, you must be fucking joking," when I said Conte and Mourinho. Do you know why I'm saying Conte and Mourinho? Do you know why I'm saying that? Because I don't think people realise how fucked we are. We are finished. This isn't like okay. This is a disaster. This is terrible. We are done. We're finished. There's no manager on this planet, on this earth, that can get the results that Klopp has got under the resources that he's given by FSG and over the spending limits and the way we have to work in the market. And that I promise you no. And all these players you think are good, yeah, which we have got good players. Listen, we're good. Robertson, all these players that you think are really, really good are going to be shown to not be as good as you think they are when they're not playing in Klopp's system. That's why players don't kick on when they leave Liverpool. They don't kick on when they leave Liverpool because most of them are system players. So when this system goes and when they're like extra 20% Klopp gets out of this shit players by just being like Passion FC and like, do you know what I mean? Getting a rah-rah and all that. All that Klopp gets out of them, the extra 20% he gets out of shit players. The 8 million left back from Hull, who's one of the best in the world, who no other manager would get that out of you. This is going to go to bits, and we're going to see how bad this team, how not really great this team is. It's a good team, listen, it's a really good team, we've got good players, but how not amazing team this is, and how important he is. We're fucked. We're worse than Arsenal under Wenger. I can fucking pronounce Wenger. What the fuck is wrong with me? Footy doesn't matter after me. Selfishly, right? I will miss Klopp that much. Selfishly, mate, I should be buzzing. I'm not buzzing. That's how much I'm sad about it, because I'm going to miss Klopp. I had the work, so I've sort of like blagged it in my head that I'm not even asked. I'm not going foot anymore. I get to spend like loads of time with JJ. Like it's just well better. Like, and do you know what it is? It is as well. Do you know what's great about not going to the football? I booked an holiday last month for February, and last week whenever I booked an holiday last week, right? I didn't ever have to look at the fixtures. Didn't look at the fixtures. Just booked it. Cheapest flights that were on, boom, booked it. Didn't have to even look. And for all my life up until this summer, I have had to check fixtures to book anything, and it's liberating. I can't believe how free I am. Sometimes I can't believe my Saturdays are spent just sat on the couch and Liverpool are playing, and I think, could you imagine being at Anfield? No, fuck that, mate. Or could you imagine? I remember we played Brighton, and I did a live chat. It was a Sunday, and people from Brighton was on the way home from Brighton after drawing to Brighton was in the live chat, and I'm thinking, you must be fucking mad. Best LFC squad we've had in our lifetime, you lunatic. It's not, it's really not. Trent's getting off. Trent is not wasting 4 or 5 years of his prime playing, watching Liverpool bounce from manager to manager that don't work. Because bear in mind, you know the worst thing, but this is what I tried to explain to Dave today in the gym, right? Do you know what the worst thing is about all this year? There's fans who are loud on social media, young lads who go to the ground as well, who all they've ever known is Klopp, yeah. And it started, and they were doing it last season, and when everyone knows it happened last season, they were turning on Klopp last season when he started losing a little bit, right? They were turning on him, yeah. There were people turning on him last season, and it's usually the younger ones who've only ever known Klopp, they've only ever known Liverpool to be good, yeah. Do you think another manager's going to get time, mate? We're going to be the way our fans are conditioned now, because it's a completely different era of football fan, and especially the ones that are outspoken on like social media and stuff. The next manager's going to get hounded out, mate. He won't even last a year. The next manager probably won't. Nah, this isn't a shot. I promise you, this is not a shot at Greg. This is everyone. Greg definitely was questioning Klopp, but he's just like, well, a lot of people were. This is everyone. There was people all over, and it's always the younger ones who do million%. Watch how quick this manager. That's why it can't be Alonso next. If you want Alonso to work here, he cannot be next. But I get the things that he might go to Real Madrid and fuck up, but he'll get sacked. Let Alonso go to Madrid. Doesn't matter how good or bad you do, eventually you'll get sacked from the Madrid job. You'll either fall out with the fucking president, or he'll hate you, or something will happen. You'll sign a player you don't want, and you will leave Madrid. No one stays at Madrid forever, do they? What's Madrid's longest serving manager in the fucking modern era? People can go to Madrid. You're not going to lose a manager to Madrid. No, Alonso will not be at Madrid years. You've never checked fixtures before booking holidays back in the day to tell you which games you accidentally booked over. No, fuck you. I would sometimes make mistakes and book it over them, but I do. Yeah, I'd get sad and do it, but I do check them. It's got to be Alonso or the fella from Sporting. The only thing is, no, and as we talk about it, the saddest bit is it probably has to be Alonso, because who else could it be? Literally, who else could it be? There's no one else to do, is there? Like, who could you replace him with? I don't know. Who else is there out there? Like, It's not going to be Mourinho because obviously the owners would never even entertain Mourinho. That's what I was saying though. Listen, we have fucked. We're finished yet. These will all be, maybe this will be my payoff, because when in 12 months' time, when you realise how finished we are and how fucked we are and the years of misery we're going to have to go through, I don't think people are seriously ready for the misery we're going through. We are going to be the next 3-4 years. It's like, it's going to be that bad. You all think about this squad. Trust me. This is why I'm so negative about it, because I'm realistic and a lot of you are not realistic. This is going to be the worst time ever to be a Red, because we've had such highs. Klopp, right? This is why I love him more than anything. When I was growing up, yeah, Liverpool were dog shit. We won a European Cup of Rafa Benitez, yeah, and we did all right, and we were good in Europe, and we were probably the best team in Europe, but only because Rafa could set a team up over 2 legs against anyone, because he's a smart man. But we were not a good league side. We had one league run really under Rafa, and even then we was always playing catch up to United. I think we beat them 4-1, and then they lost to Fulham, didn't they? And that was when it was like nearly on. But even then, did we even go? Weren't we above them by like a few points? And they had like a game in hand, and they won the game in hand. It was like, yeah, we're never. I remember that title race vividly from being at it, and it being like the first time. That was probably the first. I think that was the first title race I like properly remember. Yeah, because weren't the Gerard Houllier the first season I started going to games was the treble year, weren't the? Was the season before that not? Was the season before the treble? Was the title race under Houllier after the treble win or before the treble win? You know what makes me laugh, right? So I like to say that I've been going to the games all these years, but what I always conveniently miss out is the years I missed out of going to the games where I got my season tickets took off me for fucking about. 3 different school years from 3 different school years, I had my season ticket taken off me for a full year by my dad. We're able to go. My mum went to football for 2 years to spite me, because you can't obviously cancel a season ticket because you'll never get it back, as I fucking don't know. And they were trying to teach me a lesson. My mum went for 2 years. She hates football. She used to. Every Christmas everyone sit around the table and we'll laugh about the fact that my mum went to football for 2 years. She says she can't believe it. 2 seasons she went to the home games with my dad. So my dad had someone to go to the home games with because he took it off me. Imagine that. He'll be buzzing when Zabi comes in and flogs Salah the first week. Listen, I'll get behind him. And obviously I love Zabi Alonso. Like, fucking hell, who doesn't love Zabi Alonso? I love him probably more than most. He's one of my favourite midfielders that's ever played for Liverpool. I'll get behind him, but I just don't think it is. Agreed, lad. We've got a team full of assistant players. Thank you, Patrick Doyle, mate. It's not like I'm mad on this, Fans can't turn as they'd feel guilty. I've been missing all the comments and just ranting. I knew this was 43 minutes. We haven't answered a single question. It's just been a Klopp and FSG rant, the whole thing. Mad if we get Leverkusen in the Europa final and Zabi gets announced the week after. Oh yeah, that would be mad. What if he gets announced the week before? That'd be even better. I'm going to let me read some comments and then we'll go back. And then I could just keep talking about this. I've never checked fixtures. Yeah, I did that one. Who's the fella from Sporting? See, there's no managers, is there? There's no managers out there. They would never go for Mourinho, not a chance. I'd love Conte, but they were again the same. They were going to look for someone who's long term, but this is what I'm trying to say. But that fucked that to me, I'd rather have one of them two, because Conte and Jose would go defensive. And one thing people don't realise, and I had a big rant about this on the way home from a Liverpool game. I can't remember what Liverpool game it was on the train, and I think I got a few people on that train. There was about 8-9 of us. Tomo was definitely on it. To listen to my madness, the method and the madness of what I'm saying, right? Conte, right? Listen, obviously it's going to fall apart, mate. It's not going to be long term at all. Yeah, Simeone is a bit long term, but I'm not Simeone, because Simeone, you're not guaranteed what I want, and he's more long term, and it's terrible. I couldn't watch this football for long, but these two will get enough out of these players playing horrible, making us horrible, an horrible defensive team where everyone hates us and we hate them and all. And it's Anfield's a fucking proper, like horrible place to go, and where all our players are diving and everyone's a ratty and everything. For 2 years, they'll get that where it keeps our system players / passion team level up to enough where we can win trophies, definitely win trophies under them, and then it'll all fall apart for 2 years. You've got to think, right, what people don't realise. So, do you know how good we've got it set up for 5 at the back? Like, literally, like how. So, Trent as a right wing back or right back, and a 5 at the back, yeah. Robertson as a left, perfect from both. Literally the perfect position for them both to flourish. Trent as like the main creative right thingy, but a bit further forward, yeah. And Canate, Gomez, and Van Dijk. Gomez looks like he's coming back. He had a really bad knee injury, and I think I've been massively. This is something I've started to come to realise now, and I've been the most guilty person of it. It takes like 2 years, 12 months to 18 months for these to recover from them bad knee injuries, doesn't it? And look anything like it, and you just need to accept that they're going to be terrible because footballers are soft. That's what it is. Footballers are fucking soft. Did I not say this on one of the live chats with the NFL? I realised with the NFL thing, NFL players, mate, the reason why there's no like question that they're going to come back from injury and go again and be as good as they do the fucking, some of them do their ACL or whatever, or the fucking, when they just rip your knee to shreds, they'll get a new contract, bigger contract, because there's no question that these NFL players will come back here as good as they are, because they're tough, hard bastards. In NFL, it's all about playing all the time through injury and everything. So they come back as good as ever because the thing's not as any weaker than it is. It's just probably you're just a bit softer with it, and it's naturally I fucking snapped my ankle, and I took me ages to be able to like, sort of like be good on it again. Like this is just life, but obviously these are at the top level. And I've never given him time. I thought Gomez was finished again, but I loved Gomez. Gomez was perfect before the injury. What you need is someone who can run, who's fast, who's positionally okay, decent in the air. Do you know what I mean? Like a big, good. That's what all three of them are. Imagine Van Dijk. Where would you put? I always think, would you put Van Dijk in the middle of it? But then would you lose something from it? But definitely Van Dijk in the middle. Van Dijk, Canate, and Gomez as a back three is unbelievable. I don't know where you put him. You probably put Gomez on the left, Canate on the right, Gomez, Van Dijk in the middle. Imagine that with Alisson. I said this is the thing that I was trying to push the train. We would win the league 38 1-0 games. No, we would draw away to Everton 0-0 and probably fucking draw to United who knows, but we'd win every game. It'd be the best defensive team ever. We'd be horrible. We'd never concede goals, and all you need is you have your three attackers up front who are just fucking, you basically bypass the midfield, just have two more horrible bastards in midfield, and all you're hoping is that you're fucking free, fast, rapid. They have to all be rapid to just hit everybody on the break. This is what Conte does. This is what he has. He has three fucking rapid, or not really have to be rapid, but two rapid, and then one who's intelligent. Like, so he had it perfect with Kane and stuff like that. Or when he had Costa, someone who gets about like a Firmino sort of thing. Have that as your front three and just let them cause all the trouble with the fucking wing backs helping them. This is what we need. Imagine how good we'd be set up like that. Imagine how good we'd be set up as a Conte team. And we'd get 2 more years out of this squad. But if we want to go down the Alonso route, people are saying, oh, look at how it worked out for Arteta, though. What do you mean it worked out for Arteta? How's it worked out for Arteta? He spent fucking 500 million. It didn't work out for Arteta. Arteta was doing terrible, and then they give him 500 million, and now he's doing better. Oh my God, can you fucking believe that? Can you believe he's doing all right now after spending 500 million on players? I can't fucking believe it. He spends the second most in the league. Well, I know, obviously that's ridiculous because Chelsea do, but for a settled, decent Chelsea, just a mess. Push them out, but probably spends the second most in the league, and is the second best club in the league. Like, I don't really know what is Arteta. How's Arteta a success story? Do you think I want to go through what them Arteta days was with Alonso until our owners might throw 400 million in it, 500, 600 million in it? Because our owners will not bail us out. It'll just be what Arteta was before the money. Shocking, terrible. The job's too big for Alonso. You need an experienced manager, but they're not going to go right because they're going to. I think everyone thought. Listen, I loved. Adnan says he thinks everyone thought Gomez was finished. I thought he was finished, and I loved him. I was a massive fan of him. I wanted him to play over Matip. I was buzzing the year. It was weird, because the year we won the Champions League, Matip and Thingy won it was, and then the year we won the Premier League, it was Gomez and Van Dijk, and I was fucking buzzing that it was Gomez over Matip. I always like Gomez more than Matip. I love Matip, but I love Gomez. I love Canate more than them both, though, so that was good that we replaced him with his. I'm not reading anything that Terry says. Earlier footy was similar. Similar to what? Klopp's. Earlier's footy was not similar to Klopp's. Oh, is Terry on one of them moods where he's trying to take the piss? I'm not. I've been ignoring pretty much everyone. I've just been ranting on her. And it's got to that time where looking up. So when I'm stoned, I get the worst dry mouth ever. So I just drink and drink and drink and drink. And I need a piss. So I'm going to have a piss. But as I realise, you can still hear it. Can you believe that as well, right? Why is this thing on Twitter where you're just allowed to lie and make things up? The sink is behind the toilet, yeah. The toilet's at the wall, and the sink. I'm not bringing it in because that'd be weird. And the sink is behind it, yeah. On that video that he posted, you did not wash your hands. What do you think I do? I have a piss, and then I turn around, face the wall, and say something to the wall for 3 seconds, and then just walk out. So I have a piss, turn and face an empty wall, and then just say, "Oh, yeah, nice piss, mate. You fucking pissed all over the wall there," and then just like, was I psyching myself up or something? There's a fucking sink there. All right, anyway, back in a sec. Oh, I've had the door to the front row closed. I don't know why. Bobby's just sat by the door. He sat on the cool floor instead of being on the fucking couch outside. Sorry, mate. What? Yeah. The bang of doors because you can't see me hanging door. That's messy bad. See you, everyone. Oh. This is the longest of all time. You read that? Still going. I'm walking down the everyone. You know what it is? Right. You know what it is? Right. Oh, the door was shut because the TV's on. Shut that door again. A single question. Shall I just dedicate this live? Just 51 minutes. I've got about 10 questions. I started to introduce. Oh, listen, I didn't wash my hands after playing with the string, but mate, so what? The string had piss on it. I didn't wash the string either. There's me admitting it. But fucking hell, mate. Have these people never had a piss on a night out and that? Fucking, mate, do you know when I go out anywhere, now, if I go Chester Zoo, take JJ, me and Meg and JJ go Chester Zoo, yeah, and I have a piss in them toilets, fully cleaning the urinals, I will splash all over my pants. I don't even wear grey shorts in summer anymore because I think it must be something to do with age. I don't know. I splash all over myself all the time. It's just piss on you at all time. Do these people think they're fucking the cleanest people in the world or something? We're fucking men. Men used to be men. We used to go to war. Piss just sometimes gets on us. You know what I mean? Nasty 1-0 wins, not Klopp. Listen, I'd love to be nasty 1-0 wins. Although it'd kill you though because I'm a nervous man. But listen, unreal. And yeah, you know what? Like I said, Annan, we all thought it was we all thought Gomez was finished, but I don't think he is finished. I think just footballers are a bit softer than other people, and it takes them a good year and a half to like start feeling it properly and start realizing that it's not going to snap every time because they're soft, aren't they? They don't ever want to feel that pain again, and obviously it must kill. It must be a lot of pain, and just the soft, they don't want to feel that pain. So that's what it is. No Wolfpack questions, mate. I think he fucking bailed me, you know. And did you see him trying to wrap me off a little bit with a fuck you when I rang the thingy? Is that because I've not been sending you questions? Fuck you, Wolfpack, mate. I don't need your questions. See, listen, Terry, you're taking the piss, but Mourinho or Conte guarantee me trophies for 2 years. They will win us trophies with this team for 2 years, and it could be the big ones, it could be the good ones, and then it will all implode and they'll get off. But at least I'll have 2 more years of trophies. But you know what? Fuck it all then. I don't care because I can't go to the games for the next 2 years anyway. So I hope it's Alonso, and then you'll see the misery we're going to all be through. Negativity sells anyway, so I'll just be negative, miserable on here all the time, and you'll see. He's coming back very well. He'll be shy until the last couple of months, so I didn't even keep going. Toasted tea cake or hot cross bun. Toasted tea cake or hot cross bun. Come on, man, the public are waiting. Ooh. So I would call it a hot cross bun always, but I don't like them. They're horrendous. I reckon Liverpool get a big name, me. So what are we all saying? Not Alonso. What's everyone just write in the chat who they actually want? Do you think Jeremy Ball will unify the division one day? Right, listen, I like El Hamlet, yeah, and we're on favourable terms at the minute. But listen, I reckon he might end up sending for me again, and like we start beefing again. But that's good because I feel like I definitely I want him to be my white collar. I am determined this year to have a white collar, yeah, and I want it to be him. But I need to I just made it well worse. And there was like a few little bits of them then. And then when I wiped up, they went like fucking grease, like I just wiped all grease all over it. What is on this fucking snooder? Smoking spice, you even suggest. No, I'm not. It's Mark H. Mark, my mate Mark, who came to Swansea. What did El think of your forward of the boozer? He replied, John, saying something like, is it because I've asked you a few questions in the live chat as if I was trying to proper have him off? I knew and then proved that and then sent me a link to him telling me it was a fake boxer, as if he thinks I really rang the pub to think it was real, like I'd been hoaxed. I knew the guy was a virtual boxer. I fucking followed. I looked at the page when he first started it. Conte Zabe, Conte CSP, yes. Conte, you with me? You're with me, aren't you, mate? We need to be horrible. We need to be horrible. And right. So we've either got 7 years of misery, yeah, or 2 years under Conte and 5 years of misery. But we have got misery coming, and everyone needs to accept it. Graham Potter wouldn't be like the worst shout ever in the world. Maybe after someone else, but definitely not now. Nunes player manager. Klopp announced it's only 1 year sabbatical guarantee. Yeah, he'll obviously be back, mate. He said to Dortmund it would be a year. Left Dortmund, they were all like, what the fuck are you leaving us for? And he's like, I've got to get off. I need to take a break. And within 6 months, he was Liverpool manager. And if he does it, if he goes to somewhere, but he's only said he wants a break, because he will do it. And I wonder how Dortmund might feel about it. Like he said, I need a break. Like I need to go. Like the club let him go at the best graces. They let him break his contract for 6 months. He started. Obviously, they love him because look how like they've not really had that many good times without him. But like, how will we feel about it? If it'll piss me off a little bit if fucking he's told us he needs a break, and if he's telling all yous he needs a break. I know he doesn't fucking need a break. He's fucking sick of the owners. So how's the optics of it going to look like to the people who think he's tired when he fucking goes to somewhere else who just thinks, you know what, fuck these. Why am I wasting my fucking prime years as a manager with these fucking bums, mate, who don't spend a fucking penny, they don't back him? Do you know what? Name me another top 6 club, right, of all the top 6 clubs who would have a full revamp in midfield, and one of the fucking main midfielders they buy for this revamp costs fucking 18 million, mate. Nobody. Doesn't fucking exist. And I like Endo. He's been a good signing, but he's only a good signing because anybody can be a good signing for Klopp. Matt, you can't like FSG, bro. Of course, look, what? Oh, yeah, I feel like sometimes you feel like, obviously I'm not the only person on it, but like, what about this is normal for Klopp? What about this is a normal way to exit a club? Just randomly announced. He's been hinting all season at signing a new contract. Why are people not ignoring this? He's been hinting all season about signing a contract, about wanting to do more. He said he loves this young team. It's energising him. I see this. He said it. I can't remember. I think it was West Ham at home. I remember the press conference. Someone can go and find this, but I did try to fucking find it. I can't find it. But he says in a game where he's talking about the team, and I think it's West Ham at home. But I'll say I can't find it. I haven't fucking looked. And he says FSG aren't the worst owners. To be fair, they're fucking terrible, mate. They are one of the worst owners. They're fucking dog shit. They've held us down. It's Klopp has managed to become one of the best managers ever, despite of them, and he's given us the good times. And they are going to be found out as how bad their managers are. And this is sad because I know it's coming. They're going to be found out how bad owners they are. No, now that he ain't got a miracle worker fucking doing what Klopp's been doing for them on their budget for years, you'll find out exactly how bad FSG are. They're a fucking disgrace. They just got lucky with Klopp. Obviously, they never got lucky. Like they've got they have people. There's people paid at that club who are fucking far more intelligent than me that maybe thought, listen, Klopp. That's what they looked at his time at Dortmund and said, listen, he's an honourable guy, Klopp. Yeah, you'll never if you show we're not taking money out of the club and we're not terrorising him and we're competing and we're putting the money back in the club and everything, he'll go with that. He's got principles and stuff. Do you know what I mean? So he never mourns. He never badmouths the owners. A lot of Rafa loved it, and we knew Rafa loved it because it always happened. And Carragher said he loved it. Rafa thrived on fighting with the owners and not leaking stuff to the press, but like playing the little press game and that. He thrived on it. See, this is the thing this is so great. So I got banned on Twitter, didn't I? And Graham Kelly replied to my thing saying, oh no, he replied to the ban thing. We was talking, and then he said, I told him I'm banned. He went, oh, I'll tweet your live chat. I was like, oh yeah, nice. I hadn't thought about asking anyone. He asked me if he wanted me to do it. I said, yeah, go on, do it. So we did it. When Rafa was in this, I don't know if he wasn't probably. I was speaking. He obviously wasn't on the phone to Rafa, but people act like he doesn't really do it anymore. He doesn't really tweet transfers and shit. But people act like he didn't used to get proper inside information at the club. It's just the regime changing and you fall out of favour. Mate, he used to get all the inside shit on Twitter back in the day, Graham Kelly from the fucking club. But then obviously Klopp's been well different with it. But Klopp's not really the sort of man who would ever criticize the owners in public. He would never. He's not like he's too like solid to go into proper spats in public with the owners and stuff. Even if he was pissed off behind closed doors, he'll talk to them. Do you know what I mean? And they probably knew. Listen, that he can get the most out of things. I'm guessing there's people who made the decision. It wasn't just by chance. That's why the second he was available, Rodgers was gone. And they did it. Didn't they find someone who did it at Red Sox and they brought? I don't know the whole thing about him, but they either got lucky with him or they chose him knowing that he was thingy, but even they must be shitting it now. They must be worried. We do not spend we don't competitively spend like anyone. We have to, and I've said, this is what I said today, right? Because I said the thing about him in his interview. He says about how hard it is to organise pre-season and stuff. And seconds before that, he's talking about we had all the time in the world to put we had loads of time to put the legs on the table. We had loads of time to buy the players for the right things. How many times has Klopp seriously done a pre-season? Bear in mind, he's a system manager. Klopp's thing is all about the players. All the players working together and being one unit, one big tight pressing machine. How many times has Klopp had a fucking pre-season where all of his transfers have been done for the whole pre-season? Since when? He's trying to his remit this summer was to redo a full midfield. Not that because of bear in mind, this is because of FSG's criminal underinvestment. He's never been able to just buy midfielders, one or two, like one midfielder a summer to just add into the club, just to add into midfield, just to freshen it up. Yeah, right. He's never had that luxury because he's never allowed to spend money on things that he doesn't need at the time, like need, not want, need. Yeah. So midfield's been fucking neglected for years and years and years. So he has to, as a manager, has to spend a full summer buying a full new midfield. It's fucking unheard of, yeah. A full new midfield. And the club don't even respect him enough, yeah, to get the midfielders in early, all of them in early, so we can have a full pre-season getting them up to speed, right? Tell me one of the midfielders we signed, one of them fucking 4 midfielders we signed. So we got Slobozai early, paid his buyout clause. We did the weird McAllister deal where was it a buyout clause? No one really knows what it was. Got them in early because they were buyout clauses, yeah. Tell me we couldn't have got Gravenberch and Endor for the prices we paid for them at the start of the window. Bayern were desperate to get rid of Gravenberch. They wanted to free up a midfield place. He wasn't playing for them and they didn't want to lose money. And they only paid 20 million for the, so they weren't going to lose money. And if you're offering up, we paid them profit for him. We paid him for a profit for a player that doesn't play that they weren't even interested in. If we'd have offered him that money at the start of the window, we'd have got him at the start of the window, right? And Endor 18 million from, was it Frankfurt or wherever he's from? Was it Frankfurt or Stuttgart? Frankfurt, wasn't it? We could have got him at the start of the window. So why can't you give the guy a full pre-season to try and maybe get an actual fucking midfield fourth, a brand new midfield, to have a nice big long time together to fucking gel instead of just having where we have to they do it all the time, FSG, and I feel like people are oblivious to it. They always spend money up front at the start of the window, right? But if they either don't spend anything, or when they are going to spend, they spend something big at the start of the window, yeah. Appease all the fans because Liverpool fans are fucking idiots and they'll buy anything that FSG do. They appease the fans and then they spend the whole window selling everything else, selling everything from under you, and no one really gets onto it or cares because we've got this big shiny thing. And then they'll try and do something at the back end. And if they can get something done over the line, cheaper because it's near the end of the window, they will. And if they can't, they can't. They'll leave them short. If they can, they will. If they can't, they'll leave them short. The fucking resources he's had to work under is a fucking disgrace. I'm making sense. How is this not all making sense? This is exactly what happens with Liverpool. Every summer they do that. If they spend money, if Liverpool are going to have a summer where they spend money, because bear in mind, we won the Champions League. We won the Champions League, and this gets glossed over because we went and won the league next season. We won the Champions League and spent £4 million in that summer. £4 million after winning the Champions League. There's not a club anywhere in the world that would ever spend the most commercial, biggest standpoint where any player in the world would come to you because you've just won the European Cup and you're Liverpool, not just you're Liverpool, not just if you've won the Euro Cup, you're Liverpool and you've just won the European Cup. We could have signed any player anywhere and we spent £4 million. And because we won the league, it gets glossed over. He's worked under the most ridiculous conditions and he'll go somewhere and he'll get backed because he doesn't need to get back that much. He just needs to get backed enough where he's on sort of like an even playing field with all the others. And he'll win everything, and then he'll win the World Cup, then he'll win the Euros, and we'll be like, "Oh my God, can you believe we're part of Klopp's story?" Well, if we'd have he was desperate to stay here forever, probably. He loves it here. I blagged myself. I don't know why I didn't know that this was going to come, but I sort of blagged myself into maybe thinking, if he was here for 28 years, get Woogs on Sky Sports. This has been I've not answered the question. What about this has been a live chat? This has just been me ranting about Klopp leaving in FSG. Should we leave it at this? Oh, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I've got 8 questions left. Can I do another live chat tomorrow again? And do 2 back-to-back live chats. I do 1 tomorrow and not stoned and do it properly. I can't fucking start answering these. I can't get on one point. I'd rather, of course, just throw lash money at everyone and please the YouTube Reds like Chelsea. No, I get that. Yeah, of course, rather be cautious, mate. But come on. So one thing, it's not a myth because Klopp doesn't say it. I don't think people say it, but Klopp, anytime Klopp's had money to spend, mate, do you think Klopp's asked about saving money if he's got money? He spends it all the time. He wanted Van Dijk, so he spent big on Van Dijk. He wanted Alisson, so he spent big on Alisson. He wanted Nunes, so he spent big on Nunes. Like, it's not big now, and it's going to not be big, but when he wants a player, he spends what he's got on him. He's not asked. He don't give a fuck about money, mate. Klopp is not interested in money. He doesn't give a fuck about these things. He just wants players, and he likes players and stuff. And when he wants them, he gets them, right? It's like watching Lewis Women. There's great viewing. I think this is this not a good live chat, even though it's not really a live chat? I feel like a big thing. So the live chats are as much as me just answering questions, and there is just me breaking down the weekend, just chatting. I think it's a live chat. I feel like if it's such a big thing like Klopp leaving Liverpool, then the fucking live chat that week should be dedicated to it. There's one thing being cautious, but then there's been yes, exactly. This is another thing. So there's like sometimes what was that thing that the guy said to me? What did he say? Something. I've said this, the gap between knowing things is not nothing and everything. Like you can just be a bit knowledgeable on a subject. You don't have to be like an expert or know nothing about the subject. We can cautious, you have Endo. What's Terry mean? You can be cautious without being stingy. They were stingy. Come on, they were stingy. Definitely they were stingy. And even then, so Henderson was a terrible contract, and it was good that he got on for Salah. But even look how many contracts disputes we've had to have sometimes because they won't ever want to pay people. Can you believe Salah? Yeah, bear in mind, I want us to sell Salah, but I want us to sell him because he's worth 125 million or 150 million. They almost, right, this is how stingy they are, almost didn't pay Salah enough money that he was going to be able to leave for free or for a cut price deal. That's how stingy they are. They didn't tie, even if you tie Salah down to the biggest contract that's ever been given to someone, just with the view to sell him, do it because you're protecting it. We nearly left. You nearly let him leave. And you're telling me these owners are good. They're terrible. The only thing we can hope that is that this is the only thing that we can hope for is that we slip that much here. We go that bad. We go that terrible. We're really the first choice. It's always back. Exactly. We never wanted the proof that we chased Lavia all summer, yeah, and then lost out. So that proves that we didn't want Gravenberch and Endor, because if you think he had the money for them, he would have been free. He was going to sign Lavia and not them two, I think. No, he would have signed Endor. He's 18 million. What am I talking about? But he would have got, if we'd have got Lavia, that's the player he wanted anyway. And the worst thing is we could have got him for 50 million had we'd just gone. What was it all the summer? What was the thing with Lavia all summer? We wouldn't offer 50 and they wanted 50. And if we'd have just done 50, it would have been done. And then at the end, Chelsea ended up paying more. That's what it was with Lavia, wasn't it? Or was it 55? I would have loved him as well. And you know what's funny? I would have loved him. I think I've seen him play 3 times, but I just know that's what you need for a 6. Big, high intensity, black. Do you know what I mean? That's what you need for a number 6. He would have been a proper 6 here. He would have been unbelievable. And we missed out on him. Again, the owners didn't back Klopp. Because Klopp, he would have replaced Fabinho well better than fucking Endor. And then now we have to choose McAllister as a fucking 6 who's not a 6. So we're losing what he gives going forward. We settled for Endor to fill the gap. Exactly, that's what we always done. We've always had to fill gaps. Look at so that Luke guy from the Luke City fan. I'm not slagging him off. He's all right. Me and Luke have little battles on Twitter and that, but he's all right. He's good stuff. That Luke, he's all right. And sometimes if I'll go ultra nasty on him, the ticket fee because he had me pinned on the City figure. I think I lash out at him more than he lashed out at me. But he's all right, Luke. He said, "Okay, what a signing." Ended up being our 4th choice, 40 million centre half has ended up being one of the best. And you think it's true. City's 4th choice centre half has always cost 40 million. City's fucking sub right back or sub left back has cost 30-40 million. And we've never had that luxury. Klopp has never had that luxury. Our 4th centre halves under Klopp was Lovren. I know he cost 20 million, so you're going to say that, but Lovren was finished by the time he was our 4th choice centre back. We just let his contract run out. Fucking Clavan was his figure for a bit. We've had Matip, who was a free transfer, who was a defensive midfielder, by the way. That just gets forgotten as well. Matip was playing defensive midfield the last 2 seasons for, was he at Schalke before he came to us? We turned him into a centre half. The owners didn't yet. Did see, this is, I don't know what to say, mate, right? Maybe I just think I'm smarter than I am, but we knew Caicedo. Do you think these owners don't all speak to the same agents? We knew Caicedo was not coming to Liverpool. He was never coming to Liverpool. He made it clear as day he was going to Chelsea and only Chelsea. We offered that money because that Caicedo so that Southampton thought that we were being serious and we would go somewhere else and they would accept our offer. And Chelsea called our bluff and offered more for Lavia as well. It was just a complete offer. The offer, it meant nothing. They were never going to have to pay it. It was never going to happen. They were never going to have to pay Brighton the money. Caicedo was never come to Liverpool, but you made that offer. All the fans go, "Oh my God, we offered a fucking 100 million for Caicedo. Can you believe it? 100 million for Caicedo. So fucking, he was never coming. It was the easiest offer to do. It was just to try and get Southampton to think we were serious and we had other options. They would go, "Oh shit, we're going." Do you think Southampton want to keep Lavia? Do you think Southampton wanted to be in the Championship with a player who didn't want to be there instead of having 50-55 million in their pockets? They were just playing the game as well. And then it probably would have worked if Chelsea hadn't gone, if that fucking Bowley wasn't just a player hoarder and wasn't fucked and just went, "Well, I'll tell you what, do you know what, I'll just go and fucking buy." I bet if our owners weren't American, he wouldn't have been asked about that. But he thought, "Who the fuck is this cheeky John Emery think he is, mate?" who the fuck is John Henry to fucking try this stunt with me? I'll just buy both players then. Now you're fucked. Because now you got Gravenberch you didn't even want, who I do like, but we would have been better with a proper 6. Lad, you were never million spending unreal. Oh, mate, we dodged not one thing, we dodged a bullet, but we was never getting him. The most PR stunt bid of all time. These are not. Thank you. Why am I saying thank you? I can't even. Do you know what? How sad's that? Terry's just said he's talking sense, and I started like, yeah, thank you. Then I realised it's Terry. I can't take the good and the bad from Terry because Terry talks nonsense. So I am talking sense. And Mark, if you actually open your eyes to the world, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, by the way. I don't believe in any conspiracies. I don't believe in a single conspiracy in the world. I think, although I think some things are weird. 9/11 was weird. Why did such some things happen weird? It was obviously a terrorist attack. Yeah, like I don't think anything is fucking. I don't believe in conspiracies. You don't have to believe everything you feel. I know you're supporting me, Terry, but sometimes you're not supporting me, so I can't just jump on it when you're supporting me because sometimes you're fucking definitely not. Josh, which game can I go to right now? So I'm an hour and 10 minutes on this year, and now it is just starting to be like rattling on and winding. I'm going to do so I was supposed to do an FSG video 3 weeks ago. When did I can't remember, I put the thing on. It was 3 weeks I've had the note. I was in the gym on the treadmill, and I started like writing notes for an FSG video about how Van Dijk and everyone they've got blood on their hands with Van Dijk's career and stuff, right? Because Van Dijk should be regarded as one of the best defenders of all time. But because he's wasted his prime years in FSG's fucking terrible regime, he's not won the trophies he should have yet. So I've got this video, yeah, and I planned it, and I've never not done it for weeks. And I kept saying I'll do it this Saturday, I'll do it this Saturday, and I've never done it. And then this has happened, so now I can tie it in with a Klopp loving me, but I won't be stoned, or I'm not like keeping things going to be coherent. Basically, this, but coherent, yeah. So Adnan, you know. So what my understanding of that is he was never up for a documentary. They said they would never. That's fine. We'll never do a documentary. They're not. Listen, they're fucking tight-fisted bastard. But the one thing, they're not stupid. They would never risk losing. Klopp is the biggest commodity in football. He's better. Klopp is better than. I promise you, know. Klopp for an owner is better than having Mbappe. And it's not. This isn't. And surely I'm not going to have to argue with people here. Of course he is. He's a manager who brings this system in. That you can market. You market Klopp. Klopp is a brand himself. You market Klopp. He gets more for your pound that you spend on players than any manager in the world. Right, more for it. He gets the fans involved and everything. He's the biggest asset to a club. They're not going to risk that for a documentary. But I think maybe that's what does tell me that, yeah, maybe he told him in November, and that's now you're getting rumours of a documentary. And that's probably why he's had to come out, because things have started to slip. Because they're thinking, well, if you're going to leave at the end of the season, we will do a documentary, because they'll get paid. And do you know how big it's going to be now to do a documentary and to film Liverpool after Klopp leaves? They were getting probably, I don't know how much it is, maybe hundreds of million. Like, what's the deal for these sort of documentaries? What are people getting? It'll be the record deal ever for a documentary. And you're talking, got to be 100 million, surely. How much is a documentary worth? Even if it's 50 million, it's a fucking 50 million. We're getting a lot of money for this, by the way, because everyone will want the rights to it. So, yeah, I think that's what's happened. I think Klopp's told them and then they've gone, yeah. Spot on, mate. I reckon I have to talk sense here, but I'm going to do a video, yeah, that talks all this sense, but well more coherent. I've not done one question. Sorry, Chantel from work. But, yeah, Chantel from work's going to ask a question every week. And she does tune in a little bit. If we scrape playoffs, you'll have to come up for the home leg, Luton at home last season. Yeah, but why can't I come up for one before that? Why can't I do that and come up before? Do you not go to the home games? You go to all the home games, don't you? Hang on, Sunderland fixtures. Let's work it out. And guess what, everybody? As of tomorrow, Meg's last day working. So she's fucking part-time now. So everyone can get off my back as if fucking I've worked my missus into the ground, where she's chose to work because she likes fucking working and likes having money and loads of money. Do you know what I mean? Fuck you all. She's going part-time now tomorrow. She's working 2 days a week for herself while I slave away my fucking worst job, working, grafting all the time, waking up 6 a.m. starts, 5, 6 a week. So I start at 6 o'clock 5 times a week. You know, you all need to put some respect on my name. It's hard to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning all the time. I'm 31 years old. Right. So I can fucking come up anytime. I'm looking at Sunderland's fixtures right now. Can we not do a better one where it's Sunderland away and I get into Sunderland and Cardiff on the 29th of March? That sounds fucking great. You know what, Josh? I can't be asked to sort this over this. I'll text you. I'll DM you. DM you. I can DM. That's all I can do. I can DM, speak people, but I can't send a picture. If I try and send somebody a picture on the DM, it goes, "You are banned for fucking 7 fingers," and it's the fucking worst. Oh, I can't even advertise this live chat. How sad's that? You're home by 2:15. Don't be crying about an early start. Yeah, I'm home by 2:15 every day. Fuck you, Stefan, mate. We're supposed to be boys, me and you. Yeah, no. I don't know. I've got it so easy. 2:15. I'm home every day, finished at home as well. Not like, probably I'm gone about home, fucking chilling in my pajamas or whatever I'm doing. Right. So yeah, I'm gonna do that FSG video one day this week. Sunday, that'd be perfect, mate. Sunday would be great. Would be perfect if we sorted for either. Listen, I'll DM you. And that's it. And what else? Right, listen. Oh no, shall I just ask Graham if he'll tweet? I said I weren't going to ask anyone to tweet this, but then Graham asked me, so I'll just ask him to tweet again. Why don't some of my mates actually? You know what? Yeah, all you regulars in here, mate. Not one of you ever retweet the fucking tweet about the live chats ever. But I've realised that. I've seen that with that. That's why I used to always retweet that. What's that? His sound, actually. That Blur, the Scottish guy. Me and him talk. Well, we talked loads at first when I started doing YouTube. That Blur McNally guy, the YouTuber. He's a proper sound guy. I'm not really into the going around to football clubs and like, I'm not into vloggers, am I really, at the match and that, but he's sound, he's proper sound. And if anyone's going to be a good vlog, like if I can tolerate anyone being a vlogger, he's all right, so I'll tolerate him being a vlogger. I do click his videos, but I used to retweet all his YouTube links, so I realised no one is interested in retweeting or reading his YouTube stuff. But you just got to accept that I'm not interested in that either, and I will never, I suppose I do a bit more now, but back in the past I didn't, so you just got to do it. Swerve the chat next week and go, Borough. Oh, no, shit, now live chat's next Saturday. Can you wait for the Spanish one? So when I'm on holiday, I'm coming back that Sunday and I just know I won't want to do a live chat. So me and my mate are taking JJ and his kid Theo away to see my granddad in Spain. So I'm going to do a live chat on the Friday. What would be better for that one, Friday or Saturday? So hang on, use the regulars. Can the regulars in the chat, please? Terry, have everyone got the diaries out? Stefan, can you all get your phones out, please? What would be better for a live chat? The 1st or 2nd of March? Or is it the week before? Yeah, 1st or 2nd of March, Friday or Saturday. Which one shall I do a live chat in Spain? We create enough support talking about crap of these. Yeah, sorry. Listen, yeah, you don't have to. This has been bad. I'm sorry that I haven't answered a single question. But Klopp and FSG, it's a big thing in my life. And if there's ever big things like this happen again, the episode will probably be dedicated to them. Look, I've even made these. I started making these. That's what I did. I came in from having my joint. No, I'm lying. I'm talking nonsense. I made sure I did them first because then I knew I wouldn't get them done. I made my little new things. Look, that's all the main trophies he's won for us. All of them. Champions League, Premier League, FIFA World Cup, FA Cup, League Cup, and there's Klopp in the corner going boom. I'm finished. An hour and 17 minutes, not one question. Live chat from Spain needs to Spanish to keep it authentic. Fuck you, I'll have Paella when I'm doing it. Right, I'm going, everyone. I was good again today. Lad felt like a funeral. Was you at the games? Yeah, everyone who goes to the games hates the atmosphere. And the last 2 years, I hated every home atmosphere. And sometimes it felt like a chore. So sometimes I think I'm even asked that I'm banned. But yeah, I'm really bothered that I'm banned just in case I have to tell people I'm bothered I'm banned. Yeah, I'm gutted. Right, I'm going. This has been a long time. An hour and 18 minutes, no question. But I feel like we've got some good stuff out. Bobby's barking at something, so this is the perfect time to end. Live chat episode 16. I'm not going to do another one this week. It'll be next Sunday. Bye, everyone. And I'm out on Friday, so that'll be good. So we'll have some stories from Friday. See you later, everyone.